Hello all. I'm just about to put the last bracing on this upper deck section. By the way, that was an introduction with a little eye wink for Greg at Fishplate Films. Okay, so I've got this brace made up. Series production of these braces. Let's get in position here. Put some stress on it. The other braces seem to be holding up okay. Oh, that must be 50 kilos. I don't think it's going anywhere. That's nice and straight. And that's leaning upward slightly. The whole frame is leaning up to the front about 3 or 4 mil, which should compensate for any sag that's going to occur over the next period. As put some weight on it. There's a slight sag. If you put weight on, that's maybe 15 or 20 kilos. It just brings it down to about level, so that should be fine. Alright. That's 50 kilos at least. Alright, this whole section I can't put a support in there because of the window. I'll just have two pieces across just to support the baseboard, which will be 12mm MDF, which is fairly stiff in itself. But this section, about 4 feet, about 1.20 meters. That's I can't put any support on that. So this is the area that's has no standing, but I can. That's not moving at all, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, good. Just a brief look from this end. And then to the other end. Okay. Oh, hi all. Now that I've actually got the framework for the upper deck in place on this layout, and the first bit of track laying here across the Amsterdam Rhine Canal, I'm having second thoughts on the layout plan. So I'll come back on that and explain it. Okay, with the completion of the framework of the upper level and actually now being able to lay some track, I've actually had a change of heart, or a change of plan if you like, for the track work of the upper level. This was the plan up to now. I did make a major change from a previous plan that you would see in vlog 30, is that I've moved Venlo Station. Venlo Station was up here and the yard was here, and I've moved Venlo Station all the way around here opposite the yard, because that's as it is in reality. The Venlo is a through station on into Germany, with a yard and an exchange tracks here. So I've added what will eventually become here a reversing loop, which will be a hidden staging area, and this will be a module that will have to be hinged or come out in some way, because here is the door to the room. But this will represent the rest of Europe, Germany. There's the output of Venlo station. There's a transfer track here, which actually really is a transfer track now, in that it'll meet up with the main line and go into Germany. Amazingly, in Europe, the 50s and 60s, when electrification took place, each country decided to have its own voltage levels and voltage types. And a lot went for DC, but at various different voltages, and some went for AC. So even the tiny little countries in Europe had to exchange locomotives. And Venlo still has a what they call a train lock. Think of a water lock, right, with rising levels from one end to the other. Train lock is a section of track that has switchable overhead wires. So they would pull in a German locomotive with a Dutch engine. It would be on Dutch power and would be switched to German power, and so that the German locomotive could take over the train and go into Germany. Okay, I'm completely stupid that each European country had to have its own voltage levels. Okay, so Venlo now looks prototypical with a real piece of track into rest of Europe, Germany. But the other change I wanted to make now that I'm actually laying track, and you've seen that I've laid a little bit of track up here, crossing the Amsterdam Rhine Canal there. Is that originally my plan was to have a main line just going straight along the back, but that's a little bit uninteresting really, so I've decided to make a change, make a little bit more interesting mainline run. So it'll still come off the Amsterdam Rhine Canal here, but Markelen also has a flexible track, so I'm going to use some flexible track here to make some nice sweeping curves and have the main line coming forward a little bit, and then some nice sweeping curves going around to the back again, so that it's a little bit more interesting for the mainline run. And also it allows me to have the refineries and other industries here at the rear, switched at the rear, so that I can have a backdrop, perhaps some sort of industrial backdrop, looking out over refineries, representing, say, the Europort area with lots of refineries and industries, etc., that would be there. So that's the current plan, what I'm going to work to for from now on. I think it makes it a little more interesting for the whole. Okay.